MSB here, and today I'm going to be showing off my campaign gold farming deck. So let's get started. The campaign gold farming deck that I use is a mono ruby elven level 15 rush deck, and in it are 3 Spectral Acorns, 3 Hex Geodes, 3 Hired Horn Cutthroats with boot equipment, 3 Burn with glove equipment, 3 Exiled Bard, 3 Cerebral Jackhat, 3 Crimson Clarity, 4 Voice of the Ashwood with helm equipment, 4 The Crowd Roars with trinket equipment, 4 Zoltog with chest equipment, 4 Zakoi High Cleric with weapon equipment, and 23 Ruby Shards. The talents that you'll pick up mostly focus around the training, combat, reinforcements, deployment, tactics, blacksmithing, a couple of the negative ones here, into war preparations, and of course you need those warrior class gems for Zakoi. That's what makes this deck extraordinarily strong. Also, of course, take deep pockets and fortifications. That's integral to the build, because if you don't play out a turn 1 troop, you need to make sure that you have a castle wall already in play. Take advantage of Zakoi's one-shot. So, now the run that we'll be doing is the Great Machine Graveyard in Act 2. And you'll be able to see the ferocity of Percy Prancy Pants as he goes crazy on these knolls. I belong wherever I want. I do. You can't tell me what to do. I do what I want. Going first, always fantastic. Okay. So, we've got a few win conditions in this deck. Do I like this? No. With this deck, you generally want to mulligan aggressively. I'm going to keep this because I'm going to get a ton of resources. Let's draw this. The Crowd Roars. Make sure this bad boy can't block. I'm going to go through this fast for the initial push, and then I will be going much more slowly after this point. So I just wanted to kind of show off a really quick sort of rush down as to how this deck can operate. So let's see. Hex Geode. We are going to, that's not trained, so we are going to pull a trained troop. We get a Zakoi, that's great. Yep. Make sure that can't block. Continue to combat, swing and swing. And like I said, this is just going to be, the first game is just going to be fast. So we've got this and this. So yeah, you could, he's dead next turn. There is zero he can do about this. This is a turn 3 kill with a ridiculous amount of damage. Okay, swing in, swing, swing, swing. That's fine, he can kill up all those guys, because he's dead. Yeah, so turn 3, pretty fast, right? So this time what I'm going to do on this next match is I'll slow it down a little bit and explain more of what I'm doing. Now obviously when you're trying to farm gold, you want to go as quickly as possible. So you won't be doing things exactly like the way I'll be doing them, but that way you can see. Go first. Yes, absolutely. Great, perfect. Keeping this hand. So now you can tell this is an optimal setup. Because what you've got is you've got a Zakoi, because you got the blacksmith talent, and you've got an Exiled Bard. Now, what you can actually do here, because the Scraptooth Mangler doesn't have any removal, you don't actually have to concern yourself with putting out the Exiled Bard first. On the boss, that's different, but I'll show you that as we get to the boss. So here is a perfect example of basically what is the perfect start. Start with a shard, draw the Zakoi. You didn't really need to do that because you could just play it off the top of your deck, but I'll just sort of have it in hand. Then we Crimson Clarity to get 4 and double Ruby. Then we swing in. He's got Swift Strike and Rage 5. double click on Sequoia to use the one-shot, target the castle wall, which is why you've got the talent. Make sure that resets it and gets you a second combat phase. Swing in for 15, he'll block and go down to 1. So you can just see there, if I had popped my Spectral Acorn, that would have been a turn 1 death. Because I would have played Exiled Bard first, then Sequoia. Sequoia would have started with an additional point of damage on both of those swings. So now, turn 2, I don't need to do anything, and he's got Crush because of the weapon equipment, and it goes straight through and dead. So, this deck, if you don't realize by now, the reason why this deck is so strong is because with the mulligans, you are normally getting turn 2 kills, sometimes turn 3, sometimes turn 1. But on average, it's turn 2 kills across each of these fights. Very fast. Very fast. And so whenever I need event farming or anything like that, I just do this. This doesn't really have what I want. Let's go again. There you go. This is a coin. Okay, so starting to move a little bit faster now. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to Hired Horn, and we'll swing in. Next turn I'll probably Zoltog. Because I'm going to have to wait for 2 turns for me to get a resource. Let's do that. Actually, there's a resource was revealed for my next turn. So I'm going to wait. We're just going to do that. Because next turn I'll draw a resource and then I'll be able to Sequoia and then attack, and they'll be dead. We will finish this off just to reduce the number of blockers. And there's my resource, which was revealed previously. Swing in, use my champion power to get 2 temporary resources. Throw out Sequoia, who costs only 4, because of course elves have the talent that reduces the cost of legendaries by 1. Continue to end, get another attack phase, and swing. And there. Voila! Again, gone. So fast. So fast. The other good part about warriors, not only do you get the temporary resources from the elf warrior, you also get a gold bonus. You don't have to do any of these optional ones. Not with this deck. The boss deck does have defenses against Sequoia, turn 2 Sequoia, but that's why there are the Zoltogs and Exiled Bards in the deck to put him out of range. Perfect! 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 I love this hand. I'm excited to play it. And, yep, Spectral. We'll just draw, see if we got anything interesting, like another Crimson Clarity, so we could burn into Sequoia. Charge it for 4. Turn 1 Sequoia. And swinging with both. 1, 2. Use the one-shot on the bot. Continue. So close to death on turn 1. Look at that. Oh, too bad. Shucks. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait until turn 2. Go ahead, man. You can place literally whatever you want. You could do anything. The burn will kill you. You will feel the burn. Boom. Skipping those combat phases because that just adds extra steps. You don't need that junk. It's all about going fast. All about going fast. Right? It's not fun if it's not fast. Okay, let's see. Got a Sequoia. I'm loving this. Keep. And the Spectral Acorns are basically like anytime you just want to win on turn 1, you just Acorn. Because you could see right here, I could Acorn into double Hired Horn spell swords, cutthroats, spell swords. I could Acorn into double Hired Horns. Play that, swing, and this will be a turn 2 death. It's great. This deck is fantastic. And because some of the major cards in it are PvE cards, you know, the Hired Horn Cutthroats are PvE, the Sequoias are PvE, the Cerebral Jackhats are PvEs. I mean, look, it's not the cheapest in the world because, I mean, you don't have to play the voices of the Ashwood if you don't want to. It is absolutely not a requirement. And double click, ready that dude, continue, and swing. Bam! So you could definitely make a more budget version of this, but it's very strong. Anything that has a hit point value below 30 or below, this deck can finish quickly. And this whole tree is obviously based on that. Going second's not optimal. That means I really have to make sure that I've got my Zoltog defense. Sequoia, and a voice, and a Cerebral Jackhat. I'm going to keep this. It doesn't have everything, but I'm hoping that I can voice... I'll trade that. I'll trade my voice for that. I don't think he'll trade. Ooh, Hex Geode. Okay, because I've got another Sequoia coming up, I will turn one Sequoia. I will turn one Sequoia. And I will play the one off the top of my deck, because that is a better choice. This is a bit risky because I'm going to have to wait for the follow-up. But I'm just going to get so much damage, and all I have to do is pull a burn on my Cerebral Jackhat, or, you know, wait it out 3 turns. Oh, snap. Sure, I'll ditch my Castle Wall to make it a 3/3. So here's where he'll normally play Scrap Bomb. He didn't! Normally what he'll do is Scrap Bomb is a card that deals 4 damage when you sacrifice a troop. So this is just dead. 3/6, yeah, because he can't block all this. Look at this, a 24 on turn 2. Ridiculous! Steal that damage. But normally that's where you'll play your Zoltogs, your Exiled Bards. The perfect hand against Scut is an Exiled Bard into a Sequoia. So Exiled Bard turn 1, Sequoia turn 2, and then he's got 5 defense, and that puts him outside of the range of the Scrap Bomb. Or you can just, you know, like I said, play a Zoltog and then eventually track him outside of that with 5 defense. Whatever, you can do. -9, get out of here. Garbage. So yeah, turn 2 Scut and done. And that's the dungeon. It's as fast as that. And that was me not being extraordinarily optimal with a lot of my Cerebral Jackhat's great card. With a lot of my play time, because of course I'm explaining things. So at the end of this reward screen, of course, that's when you have this chat, and do I get a bonus Stardust from being an elf? I do! See? Free money! I'll take it. And that's the deck, and the run. It is very fast, very economical, a lot of fun, and there are some very decent cards in the Great Machine Graveyard that you pull from these packs. So well worth your time. And we'll just pop back in to the cards here just to look at them one last time. So like I said, Voice of the Ashwood, not ultimately necessary, but really, really good. Crowd Roars, again, not ultimately necessary, but you can see why it's really good. The gems you're putting into Sequoia are, of course, both of the warriors, the training and berserking, because that makes him a monster, and the weapon giving him crush is just ridiculous. At any time, you can always pop a Spectral Acorn to just win turn early if you really want to, but the deck is incredible, and it moves really fast, and it's great for farming those event packs. Excellent. Excellent. So, if you haven't already, please take the time to subscribe, and, as always, I'm MSB, wishing you good games and good times.